Okay, boys and girls, so what have I learned this month of weightlifting, this month of going to the gym? So, the first thing that I've learned is that if I really want to push myself and go for a weight, which is actually going to take me to failure within the 6 to 8 reps, I need to have a spot at least for the first rep, okay? Now, let me give you an example. So, a year ago, I used to, when I was doing, for example, an incline dumbbell press, I always used to pick a weight where I could do 10 to 12 reps, okay? And which means that on the first rep, I could literally, I could like, get the dumbbells up by myself. That makes sense, okay? So I would get a weight, I would get the dumbbells up by myself, and I would just literally just start repping them out. Now, because I now use the rep range of 6 to 8, which means I'm going to go for a weight which is heavier, okay? If I want to really want to like test my limit and actually achieve failure on the 6th rep or like the 8th, I need someone to lift the dumbbells up for me, at least for the first rep. And maybe you guys can like relate to this as well, that you need a spot for some lifts, at least for like the first rep. Now, for example, in my case, this is for when I do like flat bench with dumbbells. I need someone to like lift the dumbbells up for me, at least for the first rep, if I want to achieve failure on the 6th rep, okay? Now, this is not the case for all lifts. For example, when I do bicep curls now, of course, so they need someone to like, lift the dumbbells up for me. Or when I do, for example, I don't know, like bench press, I don't need someone to do that for me. Or for example, lat machine, I don't need someone to like pull the machine down. But for example, when I do like pushing movements where I require a dumbbell, okay, in most cases, guys, I need someone to spot me at least for the first rep. Now, for example, when I'm doing like overhead dumbbell press, seated overhead dumbbell press, I need someone to lift the dumbbells up for me, at least for the first rep. Why? Because I know that if I want to achieve failure on the 6th rep, I need someone to like at least, get the dumbbells up for me on the first rep. Why? Because I'm really going heavy. That's why, because I'm fucking going heavy. And yeah, this is why, guys, I really recommend you guys train with a partner, train with like a gym bro, for example, train with someone that you meet at the gym, one of your friends, whoever this person might be. Since I've started training with like people, guys, since I've started like training with my friends and my gym bros, I have seen my progress literally like skyrocket. I've made so much more progress. Why? Because someone can actually like lift those fucking dumbbells up for me on the first rep, and that it's going to allow me to like push myself to literally to the limit. Guys, I wouldn't be able to like push myself and use a certain weight if I didn't have someone to like lift those dumbbells up for me, at least for the first rep, okay? So like, as I said, guys, the reason why I make so much progress is because, when you train with your friends, like they can literally like push each single rep out of you, okay? Guys, trust me, a spotter in the gym, once you reach a certain level in the gym, having someone to spot you, whether this can be on the first rep or on the last rep, guys, it's gonna make such a huge difference, okay? Now, when I train overhead dumbbell press, seated overhead dumbbell press, I use the 34 kilos, okay? And I can do like 6 reps. Now, I didn't even know that I could do 6 reps if I didn't have someone to like help me to lift the dumbbells up for me, at least on the first rep. Why? Because if I'm by myself like this and I got the dumbbells like that, okay, I generally cannot like lift them up. You know what I'm trying to say? So what do I have? I have someone who gets this spot for me, okay, who goes from my elbow, he goes like this, lifts it all the way up, and then he let goes, and then I can do like, 6 to 8 reps. But it's very important that if you want to push yourself to the limit, you have someone to like lift those dumbbells up for you, at least on the first rep. Because guys, you don't know how many times like I failed the lift because I couldn't even like lift the dumbbells up on the first rep. Okay, so many fucking times, okay? Now, you guys can probably relate to this. You probably can't, I don't know, because, for example, like, I know me and, like, a few other guys that we need someone to spot us for the first rep, but at the same time, I know many people who don't fucking need someone to spot them on the first rep. Why? Because they can just simply lift the numbers up and still achieve failure on the 6th or 8th rep, okay? So I think it really depends. But at least in my case, I know that if I want to genuinely like push myself to the complete limit, and I'm gonna use a fucking heavy weight, I need someone to like lift the dumbbells up for me on the first rep, okay? And yeah, this is something that I've learned this month, and this is something that I didn't used to do like the last month. And guys, this is why I was able to progressive overload so quick this month. Like, this has probably been the best month for me in the gym, is because I've been able to like progressive overload literally on all of my lifts. Why? Because I have someone to spot me on the first rep, and it's absolutely essential. And guys, remember, we make progress in the gym when we progressive overload, meaning that we increase the weight of a specific exercise over time. This is how we improve in the gym, okay? We progressive overload, we increase the weight of an exercise over a certain like amount of time. For example, like if I'm benching, for example, 60 kilos this week, well, next week I want to try and aim to bench at least 2.5 kilos extra, which is 62.5 kilos, okay? If I can bench more than I did the previous time, well, I'm getting stronger, okay? I'm making more gains. I'm getting stronger, okay? This is progressive overload, and this is how you like track your progress, and this is how you see if you get stronger or not, okay? By progressive overloading. It's absolutely important, guys. And guys, if you want to progressive overload fast, have someone to spot you on the first rep, guys. It's seriously, like last month, I used to be able to do a overhead press with 28 kilo dumbbells. 28 kilo dumbbells. Right now I'm on 34 in a month, which is literally, guys, insane progress. Why? Because I got someone to spot me on the first rep, just to lift those dumbbells up for me on the first rep. And then once my arms are like this, then yes. And then once my arms are like up, then yes, I can like fucking rep it. But if you really want to test your limits, have someone to spot you on the first rep, guys. It's super, super important. Seriously. I cannot stress this enough. It's, and guys, this is a trick that I've learned literally this month. Like, seriously, it's a trick that I've learned this month. I didn't even like, guys, I think I've been like holding back a lot previously, where I would pick a weight where I could like, you know, I could comfortably do 8 to 10 reps. But because now I'm doing 6 to 8, guys, I need someone to like lift those fucking dumbbells up for me on the first rep. And guys, if you're not doing this, you're leaving so many gains on the table. Like, I'm telling you guys, if you can do like an incline dumbbell press now with like 28 kilos or 30, I'm telling you guys, have someone who can lift those dumbbells up for you on the first time, and you can do 36 easy. I'm telling you guys, trust me, you can. So yeah, this is the first lesson that I've learned this month. Now, on the same topic, a second lesson that I've learned this month of going to the gym is that 2 sets of 6 to 8 reps is the most optimal rep range if you want your muscles to grow. 2 sets of 6 to 8 reps, guys. This is seriously the best rep range if you want your muscles to like grow. Before last year, I used to do like 4 sets of 12. I used to do 3 sets of 10, 4 sets of 15. Guys, trust me, I have experimented with like so many different rep ranges, and 2 sets of 6 to 8 reps. And then on the third set, you drop down the weight and you do 10 reps is the best it's the best rep range, guys. It's the one which is why. Because it's the one that's going to allow you to progressive overload the fastest, okay? As I said, guys, 2 sets of 6 to 8 reps is going to allow you to progressive overload the fastest. Why? Because there's not too much volume. And at least for me, I can progressive overload each single week on every single exercise. Why? Because I'm doing 2 sets of 6 to 8. And then, guys, on the last set, I'll do on the third set, I will drop down the weight maybe, and I'll do like 10 quick reps, okay, just to completely finish my muscle off, okay? But guys, trust me, 2 sets, 6 to 8, you'll make the fastest progress. Why? Because it will allow you to progressive overload the fastest. But again, guys, if you really want to like get a weight, we'll go back to the previous point. If you want to go 6 to 8 reps, okay, to failure, you need someone to spot you at least on the first rep, especially when you do pushing movements, especially when you do seated pushing movements, okay? For example, incline dumbbell press, or for example, like seated overhead dumbbell press, you know what I mean? Especially on these 2 exercises, guys, which are the ones that I do every single week, or like, for example, like flat dumbbell press. You need someone to like at least, you know, lift those dumbbells up for you the first rep. And guys, especially because I'm telling you to do 2 sets of 6 to 8, it's mandatory that you have someone to spot you. But anyway, that was the first point. The second point, guys, is again, 2 sets, 6 to 8 reps is by far the best rep range in the gym. Why? Because it allowed me to progress the world of the fastest, guys. Like when I used to do 4 sets of 15, when I used to do 3 sets of 10, guys, it was way too much volume. And for me to progressive overload, I had to complete those 4 sets with like 12 reps, 15 reps, and it would take me like months in order for me to complete 4 sets of like 15 reps. It will take me ages, okay? Because maybe on the first 2 sets, yes, I will do 15 reps. But then on the third set, I would maybe do like 10. And then on the last set, because my muscles so fatigued, I will maybe do like 9, okay? And guys, trust me, that it's not optimal. Now, because I'm doing 2 sets of 6 to 8, I can progressive overload each single week, which means I'm making like the most progress that I have in years in the gym, okay? And I wish I knew this sooner, but I'm telling you guys, everything I learned, I will share on my YouTube channel. And 2 sets, 6 to 8, then drop the weight, do 10 reps. By far the best rep range in the gym, okay? And by the way, quick note, guys, I have made a course on how to become the most attractive version of yourself by building an aesthetic physique, by doing healthy habits. None of that looks maxing bullshit. And you will find the link down below in the description. I also offer one-on-one coaching, so DM me for that on Instagram. The last thing that I've learned this month, and this is very, very important if you want to get lean and generally build an aesthetic physique, is that counting calories is amazing. Guys, this month is the first month that I have been on a cut, and the first month that I've generally like started counting my calories and taking like, you know, my diet very, very seriously. And it's absolutely worth it. In the past, I used to shit on this. I used to generally shit on like people that were counting calories, because I was like, guys, why are you fucking counting calories? You know what I mean? You don't need to, just eat healthy, just eat whole foods. And guys, don't get me wrong, I still eat very healthy. I still eat all foods. But counting calories and know how many calories your body needs, and you know how many calories you put inside yourself, it's mandatory if you want to get lean and lose weight. In a month of doing this, I have lost 3 kilos of purely fat, just fat, okay? I still eat carbs. Don't listen to people that will tell you that carbs are bullshit. No, guys, carbs are essential, especially when you are trying to cut, and especially like if you go to the gym, you need to eat carbs because they're your main source of energy. Because guys, it's already very hard for like people like us that are natural to pack as much muscle as you can and also get lean at the same time. And guys, I'm telling you, carbs will allow you to do so. Okay, now back to what I was saying. Counting calories. Guys, it's mandatory if you want to lose weight. Since I've started counting calories, I have realized how much I was eating before and how big my portions were prior to doing this, okay? Like, since I've started counting calories, guys, seriously, I have seen such a huge difference in my, you know, just like in the way I look. I have lost a lot of face fat. I have lost a lot of fat around my belly. And why? Because I've started counting my calories. Now, again, you want to be precise with this, because so many times in the past, like I used to, you know, for example, like shit on like counting calories. I generally used to make fun of people that used to count calories, because I generally thought, guys, all you need to do is eat healthy and eat whole foods. Again, you will realize when you start counting your calories, like how big your portions of food were before. Okay, this is something that you will find out. This is something that you will realize. And again, it's such an eye opener. It was such an eye opener for me since I've started counting calories and realizing like how much I was eating before. And no shit, I wasn't losing any weight before. Why? Because I just didn't know how big my portions were. You guys know what I'm trying to say. It's super, super important, especially if you're on a cut, especially if you're going out to get aesthetic and get lean. You need to count your calories. It's a mandatory, guys. You need to count your calories. Now, again, guys, I don't starve myself. I don't eat like 1,500 calories a day, okay? I don't starve myself. Why? Because I do cardio 3 times a week. I train 5 times a week. So even though I'm cutting, I'm at the same time, guys, I am burning a lot of calories. So right now I'm on like 2,500 calories, and that's my cut, okay? Which means I'm not fucking starving myself, right? Like I'm still losing weight whilst eating 2,500 calories, which is still a lot. But again, guys, make sure that those calories are nutritious. Okay, make sure that you have a lot of protein, make sure that you have carbs, guys, because carbs will allow you to like do cardio, which will make you lose fat, will allow you to go to the gym, which will make you gain muscles and lose fat at the same time. You know what I'm trying to say is like, don't go on like don't shock your body in going on like a 1000 calories a day, 1500 calories a day, even 1.8. It's still, guys, again, it depends how much activity that you do. It depends like how much you walk or how much you like do your cardio. It depends on how many times you go to the gym. At least in my case, guys, because I go to the gym 5 times a week, I walk a lot, I generally like, you know, I consume a lot of I burn a lot of calories. Well, I'm gonna, again, I need the energies to be able to do so, which means that I'm gonna like have 2.5k calories a day on my cut, which is, again, is a lot of calories, but because I, you know, burn a lot and I need those calories if I want to generally like, you know, lose fat. And how do you lose fat, guys? Well, you do cardio, you go to the gym, because when you go to the gym, guys, you boost your metabolism by increasing your muscle mass, which means that when you're at rest, you're burning more calories. And how do you do all of these activities which will allow you to do so? Well, you have food, you fucking have carbohydrates, which are your main source of energy, okay? This is super important. So again, guys, do not starve yourself, because if you starve yourself, you're generally going to become fucking skinny, and we don't want that. We don't want to become skinny, okay? We want to become like, you know what I mean, like fucking muscular, but at the same time lean. And how do you do that? Well, you have carbs into your diet, you count your calories, okay, because it's super important, and you like do a lot of cardio and you go to the gym. It's very, very simple math equation, okay? You don't need to like go extremely like hard and like, oh yeah, I'm gonna eat like 1.5k calories a day. Yeah, but then you're not gonna have the energies to like go to the gym 5 times a week. You're not going to have the energy to like, you know, walk everywhere you go, which is what's actually gonna make you lose the belly fat. You know what I'm trying to say? So be smart about it. Don't be like, oh yeah, I'm gonna go on an extreme cut. No, don't go on an extreme cut, okay? Go on a cut, meaning that you're on a caloric deficit, meaning that you're gonna like burn more calories than you consume. That's how you lose weight. But at the same time, don't fucking starve yourself. Have carbohydrates. Eat your fucking carbs, guys. Like I remember a couple of years ago, I went on a carnivore diet thinking that I was going to become fucking superhuman. And guys, I've lasted like a couple of months. Why? Because I generally did not have the energies to train. I generally, guys, when I went on a keto diet, which means a low carb diet, and on a carnivore diet, so I was basically just eating like meat, eggs, fish, and no carbs. Guys, I became skinny fat because I didn't have the energies to train in the gym. I didn't have generally the energies to train in the gym. I didn't have the energies to go and do cardio, which are the things that will actually make you lose the fat, okay? Like when I went on a carnivore diet, the reason why I've lost like 2 kilos in like 3 days is because carbs retain water, okay? They make you fuller. They make you fuller, guys. This is why a lot of people say carbs make you fat. No, guys, they retain water. They make you a little bit fuller. And the moment that you completely cut out carbs, you immediately lose the water weight, okay? And you think, oh my God, I'm losing fat whilst being on a carnivore diet. No, mate, you're not losing the fat. You're losing the fucking water that carbs retain, okay? You're not losing fat after 2 fucking days, dumbass. So understand, guys, you need carbs to function. So make sure that those calories that you have each day, a lot of them, they need to be carbs. Pasta, rice, bread, rice cake. Guys, I'm telling you, you need those sources of carbs in order for you to function in the gym, okay? Don't listen to people that tell you carbs make you fat, you don't need carbs. No, guys. Like, especially if you go to the gym and you train a lot, you definitely need carbs, okay? You need a lot of carbs into your diet, especially if you're on a caloric deficit. Especially because you're on a caloric deficit, especially because of that, you need carbs in order to function and perform in the gym, which is what's going to allow you to eventually lose weight. Because as I said, going to the gym, it boosts your metabolism, and that's how you burn more calories when you are at rest. But how do you increase your muscle mass? Well, you need carbs in order to perform good in the gym, okay? So make sure that you understand this, because it's very, very important. And yeah, guys, again, do your cardio if you want to get lean and if you want to go on a fat loss. And how do you, guys, seriously, how do you do cardio 3 times a week so that you generally lose weight? Well, you have carbs, okay? So make sure that when you count your calories, you don't starve yourself, okay? Don't fucking go on an extreme cut. Because, guys, again, you're not going to last long, okay? Seriously. If you go on an extreme cut, meaning that you're going to go between like 1,000 and 1.8 calories a day, you're not going to last long. And guys, we see progress when we are consistent. We see progress when we do something for a long period of time. And you need to make your diet sustainable, okay? And trust me, 1.8 calories a day, 1,000 calories a day, 1.5 calories a day, it's not going to make you consistent, guys. Why? Because it's not enough. And eventually, after a couple of days or even after a couple of weeks, if you're very disciplined, you're going to give up and you're going to go back and eating like shit. And all of the hard work that you did these prior days didn't fucking work, okay? So make sure that you do this consistently, guys, because I'm telling you, consistency is the most important thing. You're not where you want to be just yet. Why? Because you're not consistent. You haven't been consistent for long enough. And how do you remain consistent on a certain caloric deficit, on a certain diet? Well, you allow yourself to eat maybe like 2.5k calories a day, okay? But at the same time, make sure that you burn more than you eat, okay? So yeah, guys, this is what I've learned in the gym this month. I will probably do a video like this every month or so, just to like update you guys with my situation, and on just like a daily, monthly lessons that I learn, and all the lessons that I learn along this journey, which you guys are on with me if you're watching this video. So yeah, subscribe to the channel. Again, all my links are down below. So if you're looking for one-on-one coaching, again, DM me because I can help you with that. If you want to become more attractive and build an aesthetic physique, again, I recorded the course where you guys can take notes and learn from me. And yeah, thank you so much for watching this video, and I will see you on the next one.